Hey everybody, welcome, welcome. I've got power tools again tonight, so I think we're all in trouble. Right, honey?
Mm-hmm.
I'm Risa and I'm here with my husband Kevin, and we are the owners of Hudson Valley Vintage, and we are continuing work on this beautiful, it's becoming beautiful, right honey?
Mm-hmm.
Suitcase dresser. So this is, if you haven't been following along, this is an antique waterfall dresser, and we are making it look like a stack of vintage suitcases. We're having a lot of fun, and we're doing the whole project live with you guys. So if you missed the beginning, if you missed the other parts, I don't even know how many parts this is already.
This is part 37.
Yes.
Part 37.
I thought it was 80, but
yeah.
You can go back and find them on our Facebook page or our YouTube channel. So tonight I'm going to be drilling holes in this piece to attach hardware, or I should say faux hardware. So let me tell you what we've done so far. We're using Paint Couture products. The top and the sides are painted in Shale Stone. So this is all Shale Stone. The blue in the first drawer is Sophia, and the red stenciled, the stripes are striped in Russian red. The second drawer is Italian ivory and midnight blue. And it's funny, the midnight blue looks very dark here and much lighter here, but that's just because it's a stencil. The third drawer, which I'm going to make look like leather, is modern rattan. The stencil is in Baltic Black, and the transfer, this is a redesign with Prima, a piece of a redesign with Prima transfer, which is called Ephemera Collector. So the last drawer is painted in Guac and Roll from the CC Restyled Remix collection. As I said, all are Paint Couture, and then the the Harlequin pattern is stenciled in Polynesian Pink with a little bit of Baltic Black mixed in, and it's kind of a nice ombre effect. So I also drew these lines with a Sharpie, so this is to look like the opening of the suitcase. So each drawer is going to have a separate, a different handle, and tonight, at least the first part of tonight, Kevin's going to attach, or we'll show you, like latches and all that stuff, keyholes, things like that. So we're going to switch places because I really am not an expert with power tools. We're much better off with Kevin. Right, honey?
What's your opinion? I don't know. Might be interesting watching you try. No.
I don't want to ruin this. I really don't.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
I like this line. This is from a distance.
It's cool, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did that with a Sharpie.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So what are you going to do?
Okay.
What do you're going to be telling me what you're putting
All right,
on,
so this is going on that first drawer.
Okay. And I'll throw in the hardware just for visual here.
Yeah.
Just so we can kind of... So I'll put these in just so you get the full effect.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, it gives you a visual, you know. We gotta have a visual somehow. Okay, so at least there's the handle.
Yep.
All right, now what do you? How are you?
All right, I'm going to show you. I'm going to go get a vintage suitcase and show you what what the hardware looks like.
We're gonna get a live example. So here's an example of a nice vintage
suitcase.
Line suitcase.
You're holding it a little high. They can't see it, hon.
Oh. Well.
So So see how the clasps on the latches cover over the opening?
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I want those.
Mm-hmm. Okay, what do you got? So this is going to be a clasp, which is actually going to have to kind of, so these are going to fit together.
Yep.
Again, they're not functional.
Well, they could be, but there's no opening on the suitcase, so they're just for show for us.
So I'm going to put these not on the, you want these on the stripe or do you want these not on the stripe?
I don't know. What do you, let us see. Oh, I like it on the stripe.
Okay.
What do you guys think? Doesn't that look good on the stripe? Move your fingers, honey. Yeah, I like it on the stripe. Oh, that looks really sharp.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the...
You want the other one?
Yep. You want the top of the bottom clasp where it would separate. Now in case you're going to do this, so what I'm going to show you in a second, I just wanted to kind of mess with this once. You don't want to drill through, you don't need to drill through the back of the drawers.
What do you mean the back of the drawers?
Inside the drawer.
Oh, you don't need to drill through the drawer?
So what I'm doing is I
just wanted to say.
I measured kind of the length of the screw, the threaded part of the screw, and put tape against it. So it tells me how deep I have to go in the drawer. If it's not necessarily the depth of the screw, but if you don't want to go through wood, measure the thickness of the wood on the drill bit, put a piece of tape a little shorter, and then drill up to that point. And that way it prevents you from always going through the back.
That's brilliant.
If you're doing work on a door, or if you're doing work where you actually, when you open it up, you don't want to see holes on the back side,
yeah,
it's always helpful. So
that's pretty smart.
So, but it's only through making mistakes. So what we try to tell you here is that we make mistakes all the time. And so we're trying to give you hints.
Let us make the mistakes.
Yeah, let us make the mistake, and then we'll give you our hint, and then you guys don't have to worry about it.
Those aren't really, those are really just hinges, but I think they look cool.
So what I'm going to try to do here, rather than put this on first, I'm going to put this one on so that it goes in between the two stamps.
That's a good idea.
And then I'll
measure
it over. And
that's a good idea.
The other way.
Yep. So for the third drawer, we're not actually even using a latch. I'm using just a hinge that I thought looked kind of cool, because who cares if they're not real suitcases? So, you know. So there's a website that I like to go on. I like to use. It's called D, like the letter D. D Lawless. So it's DLAWLESS.com. They sell all kinds of hardware, furniture stuff, not just hardware. They have really good stuff. Their prices are excellent. They have great quality, and they ship really fast. They're just, I can't say enough good things about them. So this drawer I wanted to look like one of those green, like
green suitcases,
like an avocado green suitcase from the 60s or 70s that you see, you know, that we used to see around. Oh, this one comes with a key. That's pretty cool.
so you can kind of take a look at that. I'm going to glance and see if I can find some screws.
Okay, so that's the first drawer. So far, we still have work to do. Second drawer. Third drawer. And now we still have some latches to go on the bottom drawer. Pretty cool though so far. I'm happy with it. So our last drawer is I'm going to call it like a 70s
Yep. Okay.
avocado colored drawer. I really think that if you're going to do one of these suitcase drawers or suitcase dressers, you have to add the additional hardware like we're doing tonight, because otherwise you just don't get that full look. I think it makes such a big difference. Why you call this a waterfall dresser? She's never heard that saying before.
So the waterfall dresser, it's a style. So I'll kind of bring the camera up on it. So if you look at this front edge, you can see how it's rounded, basically like a waterfall. So that's the design. Now they would have done this. Most of these are done with a veneer or a laminate. And the wood pattern tends to come straight front, so it curves over the edge and kind of gives it a flowing waterfall look.
Okay. So now we're actually going to get some paint going tonight.
Okay.
Okay. So we're going to switch spots. Yep. So I'm going to do a little bit. We're going to do one drawer at a time, and I'm going to do a little bit of aging on this. I'm going to use Shale Stone, which is the same color that we have on here. I'm just going to sort of age the edges a little bit with a little dry brushing, and then I'm going to glaze it. And again, as I said before, all the products we're using are from Paint Couture. I'm just putting the tiniest bit of paint on here, and I'm going to dab off a bunch of it because I really want to do this in a very subtle way. When the paint is wet, if you feel like you put too much on, it's really easy to just dab it off.
And actually, the funny thing is when you push that drawer in against that dark Shale Stone, it's gonna fade. It's gonna kind of fade in and really look nice.
I'm going to glaze it too.
Yeah, okay. If you're going to glaze it, yeah, that's fine.
Okay. So, let me put this aside. So the glaze I'm going to use, because this is a little bit of a lighter color, I'm going to use weathered wood, which is probably my favorite glaze from Paint Couture. And it is like a soft gray or a medium gray. So that's what it looks like. Okay, so I'm just gonna brush this on. Super easy to do. So the other thing that's really special about Pink Couture is that it has a built-in top coat. So that's pretty awesome. You don't need to wax it, you don't need to seal it unless you want to. And also their glaze has a built-in top coat. So, all right, so now I'm gonna just take my...
It's that old phrase, one and done, right?
One and done. This is just an old t-shirt that I stole from Kevin. And I am wiping the excess back. Let's see what time it is. All right, so I think what we're gonna do now is take a little break. So hope to see you in a little bit. Take care, everybody. Thank you.